In today's video, God willing, we will talk about the expected scenario and events for episode 21 of Masha and the Bear. Here is the general idea and full story for episode 21 of season 7 of Masha and the Bear, titled Clapperboard suggested title, Masha and the Time Machine. Bullseye general idea. In a new attempt to discover what the bear is up to, Masha causes a time machine he invented to activate, accidentally traveling back in time. There, she meets her younger self, discovers how annoying she was, and returns with a new understanding of the value of learning from mistakes. But as always, things don't go smoothly without hilarious chaos. Brain full story. Small Diamond story begins. The bear is quietly working on a mysterious project in his workshop. Masha discovers the massive device he has built and thinks it's a sophisticated cake maker. However, the bear explains that it's a time machine and asks her not to touch anything. Small Diamond moment of chaos. As usual, Masha can't resist the bright red button on the machine and presses it, activating the machine and dragging her back in time. Small Diamond past chaos, Masha finds herself in the same forest years earlier, where she meets a younger version of herself, a messier, more rowdy child. Masha tries to stop her from repeating her misdeeds, but quickly realizes that she was actually quite naughty. Small Diamond running after herself. Masha begins chasing her younger self in an attempt to right her childhood mistakes, but ends up in even more chaos. The house is upside down, the rabbit is colored, and the fish is in the microwave. Small Diamond back to the present. Masha manages to return to the present with one last humorous moment. A chicken from the past wearing sunglasses returns with her. Small Diamond conclusion and moral. The bear fixes the machine and puts up a new warning sign. Masha admits she was annoying, but she's trying to be better. Then the room turns upside down again because of another mistake she made. Light bulb, the message from the episode. Even the most mischievous children can learn from their mistakes. But real change takes time, and a dose of laughter. Here's a detailed prediction and full scene script for episode 21 of season 7 of Masha and the Bear, in a style that fits the show's tone. A fun adventure, cute chaos, and an implicit lesson at the end. Purple circle suggested title, Masha and the Time Machine. Masha and the Time Machine. Mantelpiece clock episode length, 7 minutes. As usual, yellow square scene 1. The bear's invention, location. The bear's workshop. Bright morning description. The bear is busy building an intricate object filled with buttons, clocks, and metal pipes. He puts up a large sign that reads, "Do not touch. Dangerous experiments." Audio. Light music that indicates engagement and concentration. Event. Masha storms into the workshop as usual and shouts, "Masha, wow, you made a cookie machine." Bear, nodding. He writes on the board, "Time machine." Masha's response, "Ooh, so I can see myself as a baby." Open mouth smile. Yellow square scene 2. The tempting red button, location. Same workshop. Minutes later description. Bear goes outside to retrieve a tool. Masha stares at the machine, then sees a huge, glowing red button. Masha, thinking, surely if I press it, the machine will sing. She presses it. Audio, poo, and strange time music. A blue light flashes. Yellow square scene 3. Into the distant past. Location. Same workshop, but years ago. Description. Masha is pulled through a time vortex, then suddenly lands in the same workshop. But there's a little bear and another 3-year-old Masha, messing around and painting the walls. Present Masha shouts, "Oh no. That's what I looked like when I was little. I was naughty." Cold sweat smile little bear, shouts and runs to hide behind a sofa. Yellow square scene 4. Masha chases herself. Location. Around the forest. Description. Masha is trying to stop her little self from doing stupid things, like putting fish in the washing machine, painting the rabbit purple, and putting honey in the mailbox. Masha. Talking to her little one. Listen, maybe if you cut down on the mess a little, the bear would love you more. Little Masha laughs and starts throwing mud at her. Yellow square scene 5. The return of the present. Location. The workshop. Description. The big bear returns and finds everything upside down. The time machine is smoking. Suddenly, Masha returns from the past, covered in paint and mud, with the little one waving happily behind her. Bear faints in shock. Yellow square scene 6. The lesson. Location. Bear's house. Description. The bear fixes the machine and writes on the door, "No approaching, even if you're from the future." Masha, smiling, "It doesn't matter. I know how I was, and I think I've calmed down a bit." Then the time machine explodes again, and a chicken wearing sunglasses emerges from it. Books. The episode's subtext. We all learn from our past, even if it was full of chaos. Dash dash dash. A complete professional script for episode 21 of season 7 of Masha and the Bear, titled Masha and the Time Machine, with detailed cinematic breakdowns, including scenes and dialogue. In keeping with the series style, clapperboard title, Masha and the Time Machine, Masha and the Time Machine, 3 o'clock episode duration, 7 minutes, film frames scene 1, workshop, bright morning. Description. The camera opens on the bear's workshop. We hear knocking, whistles, and flickering light. The bear is working intently on a strange machine filled with wires and knobs. The bear, as usual silent, moves a lever, smiles, and then hangs a sign on the machine. Greater than placard, "Do not touch, science experiment." He leaves the workshop. Seconds later, he storms through the door. Masha, excitedly, "Ha! Is this a super cookie oven?" Bear raises eyebrows, points, he denies, then writes on a small blackboard, "Greater than time machine." Masha screams, "Ah! So we can see dinosaurs. Or myself. A baby?" Film frames scene 2. In front of the machine. Minutes later. Description. Masha stares at the machine. She approaches a large red button labeled Play. Masha whispers, "Of course, if you press it, the machine will dance." Presses the button. A bright blue light. A loud beep. A time vortex opens and swallows Masha. Film frames scene 3. Forest, past. Description. Masha is in the middle of the forest. It looks familiar, but a little different. She sees Bear's hut, but it's smaller, and there's an old sign on the door. Then she hears a familiar laugh. She looks up and sees little Masha, 3 years old, painting the wall with strawberry juice and throwing flour at the rabbit. Masha, present. Masha screams, "Ooh, that's me. You were so messy." Fearful face little Masha looks at her and laughs. "You're dressed like me." She throws flour in her face. Film frame scene 4. Comedy flash. Chase. Location. Inside the forest. Next to the bear's house, near the lake. Description. A series of comical quick cuts. 1. Masha tries to stop her little self from putting fish in the washing machine. 2. The little girl climbs on top of the turtle and tries to turn it into a taxi. 3. The rabbit is painted purple. 4. Current. Masha screams while covered in mud. Masha, trying. "I thought I was smarter than that." Film frame scene 5. Back to the present workshop. Description. The bear enters his workshop and finds it in complete chaos. The time machine is shooting sparks. Suddenly, poof! Masha returns from the past covered in paint and mud. Behind her, a chicken emerges from the machine, wearing sunglasses. The bear looks, takes a deep breath, then faints. Film frames scene 6, verse, conclusion, description. The bear fixes the machine, puts up a new sign. Greater than placard, no approaching. Even if you're from the future. Masha, laughing. Okay, that's it. I've learned my lesson. I won't press any buttons again. Unless they're red. Smile with a halo. The machine makes a surprising sound. A turtle emerges from it, climbing onto a juice box and singing musical note Masha, screaming, "Yee! Bullseye!" The end. The message of the episode. Even old chaos can be learned from, but we have to laugh at it.